do that all over again. Oh my God. Hey, everybody. Wow. Welcome to the show. It's your host, True Powers Mind. This is a special report, and today's date is March 15, 2019. I have a great guest today. Her name is Dr. Diana Fox. She is a professor of anthropology at, oh my God. Oh my
Bridgewater God. State University.
Yes, Bridgewater State. Thank you, Dr. Fox. My head was totally... you know, before I get started, guys, real quick, I just want to take a second to share the information I saw earlier. The guest that we was going to have on Surf's Up, Rhonda Rocky Harper, her mother passed away today, so obviously she will not be, you know, Surf's Up is off for today. I will get back with her as soon as we can, and we will do that show. But I really am delighted to truly have Diana on such short notice, and I want to thank Brother Fixico, Elder Fixico, for facilitating this. You know, this is the first time ever talking with the good doctor, and I can already tell that we are going to have a lot of things in common. All right.
And it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And can you just share like anything you would like with the listeners?
Anything I like.
Anything.
Well, I am looking out the window from Michigan, even though I live in Rhode Island and teach in Massachusetts. So I'm watching my nieces for the weekend. So if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, that's where it comes from. But I'm very happy to be here and looking forward to our conversation.
I am so glad you said that, Doctor. So see that, guys? If you hear children in the background, it's not me. It's not me. Okay. So, you know, first off, I want to go right into it because the listeners want it this way. Reparations. Could you please share with us any opinion you have about reparations for, in particular, for Black folks in the United States of America? Descendants of slaves.
I am fully supportive of reparations. My own family suffered from the Holocaust, and I'm a third generation and second generation American. My grandparents, one set of grandparents came over from Russia, escaping the revolution. And I have family members who were in concentration camps. And Jews,
I'm sorry, Doctor. Could we call them what they are? Could we please call? I'm a really stickler on history. They were death camps. They were just not merely concentrating human beings. I'm so sorry.
They were death camps, and there have been reparations for Jews, and I believe that the what is commonly called the slave trade should be referred to as the MAFA, the African Holocaust.
Yes.
And it did not end with the abolition of slavery. We have ongoing situations of violence and discrimination that have led to problems in school systems with unequal access to education and housing opportunities and all kinds of impositions that are the result of discrimination. And while the civil rights movement certainly brought about many transformations, there remain significant sources of discrimination, as we've seen with all the police shootings, et cetera, et cetera. Reparations are, I believe, important in expressing the value that people of African descent have contributed to the building of our society.
Yes.
And they don't only have to be in the form of a check. Reparations can be opportunities focusing on developing communities, school systems, community support systems. There can be many kinds of reparations, but they should be focused on assisting communities that have been systematically discriminated against and marginalized for hundreds of years.
Right. And I think that it should be in the form of a residual check because of money. And so that way, if people want to invest in stocks, or if they want to invest in businesses, if they want to maybe even form their own financial co-op where they give others low interest loans. Because what we're ultimately talking about, doctor, is restoring people's dignity within the greater society biosphere. You know, wouldn't it be nice to look at Black folks and not look at people potentially as a criminal or some sort of gangbanger or some sort of prostitute, but instead you're like, oh, those people are getting money from the government. They're paid. You know, even though it's coming off nasty, it's more positive.
That's the result of persistent white supremacy, and that is the responsibility of white people to undo.
But why? But now let's put this in perspective. We're both parents. You know, we both, you know, are guardians of children. Now let's put it like this: if you live next door to people that you basically don't like, why would you do anything in your power to help to help their children possibly compete and even succeed your children?
Well, I mean, I am. We live, you know, a society is in a sense a kind of community.
Yes.
And we're in the same ship. We're within our communities, with our neighbors, and on the planet. And the upliftment of one group contributes to the upliftment of others.
Oh, well, let me put it like this. I want to home this question truly in. I want to be specific just to your situation. Let's say that you literally live around a bunch of Nazis, openly Nazis. Why would you, as a parent, help their children possibly succeed or even become equal, if that was the case, to your children?
Well, I see what you're saying. Well, I believe that I'm a hopeful person, and I believe that for some people there's the opportunity to transform mindsets, to change hearts and minds.
That's why.
So children of Nazis don't have to grow up to be Nazis,
right? Or children of, you know, any group. That's
children of white supremacists, children of people who are Islamophobic, any form of hatred. The children are exposed to it, and it's harder to sway them away, but that doesn't mean we should give up.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear. You know, there's a word, it's almost a dirty word, doctor, nowadays. It's called forgiveness, reconciliation. Without those two concepts, I'm telling you, without those two concepts, doctor, this society will burn. Without people coming together in hearts and minds. I know that, oh, that sounds so kumbaya, true power. That's never going to happen. I get that. I get that. But it can happen if it happens inside of you and me and others. And it's like a virus. It could spread. But if we stifle this, no, let's just all stay separate. You know, no. This is what I'm against. I'm against non-freedom. If people are free to make the choices they want, you'll be shocked how much so-called mixing of the minds will truly occur out there. You would really be shocked, because a lot of people are stifled in their relationships, and I think it bleeds over into a greater sense of loneliness that we see in this country. You know, just like how many people deprive themselves of meaningful, honest and sincere friendships because they won't give this individual the chance or the time of day because they don't look like them or they don't behave like them or whatever. We only
I think people are victims of misinformation and also fear. And when people can be exposed and introduced to people, then they start to move out of their fear zone.
Yes. You know, speaking of fear, you know, there's a segment of our population that when I say this next term that I'm about ready to say, they're going to look at people and say you're ridiculous. Global warming. People don't seem to have a adequate fear on that concept. I don't know if you're familiar with, you know, the global warming aspect to it. And I want to bring this in.
Of course.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I want to bring this in because as people, as our planet literally changes and some of these traditional boundaries we're used to are no longer in existence, as an anthropologist, do you not see social ramifications of that?
There are already social ramifications. We have climate refugees already. There are people in the Arctic, indigenous peoples, whose communities are being lost through rising sea levels. Small island states are threatened. For for a few decades now, my work has been in the Caribbean, and we see all kinds of problems. There used to be two seasons, a dry season and a rainy season. Those seasons are all mixed up now because of rising acidification in the seas and warming of the ocean. There are beaches that are regularly swamped with various forms of seaweed, and fishermen can't fish. We see all kinds of impacts every day. We see changes we see a decline in species, and we're living through a sixth extinction. The thing is, people can't live every day in fear. You can't live in a state of heightened fear around climate change. Instead, there has to be action. And today was a very exciting day because around the world, high school students did a march for climate change. They walked out of schools, including my daughter. She and her friends walked to the State House in Rhode Island and held signs and tried to raise the attention of adults. This is the earth that they are inheriting.
Yes.
So I think action is the replacement for fear, and everybody has to find the action that they can contribute, whether it's in your own home, with your neighbors, in the school systems, however you can find your action. We all need to contribute.
Could you tell us some of the root cause of global warming? Is it safe to say it's big international conglomerates that pollute on an epic level, like IG Farben and company?
I mean, I've read as much as I think anybody on climate change. It's not what I specialize in, but I think that there's the corporations and that are polluting, certainly, and cars, automobiles. Our whole energy system has to be revamped. If we see charts looking at the rising rates of CO2 and methane emissions since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, we can see the significant rise in the atmosphere of CO2. And so all sources, and that is combined with the loss of forests.
Yes.
It's combined with the decimation of forests and also other contributing industries. Waste of food. The clothing industry is also a large contributor. There are many, many sources of this problem, and it's really, we can do what we can as individuals, but we have to push for large-scale change that transforms our energy systems.
I love that. And you know the reason why? Because what you're saying, and a lot of my viewers still know what I'm about ready to say, is because, and I know it sounds crazy, this planet is being terraformed for another life form to take it over. That's why you're seeing debasement on all levels of society, not just localized to consumerism, basically what we're talking about in reference to global warming. But we're also talking about in the poisoning of many of our spiritualities. Like there is a segment of this population that wants to see the apocalypse, the decimation of everything. And they're not just nihilistic. We call them evangelicals. Oops, I didn't mean to say that.
You said we were going to laugh on this show. You're talking doomsday apocalyptic scenarios here.
Well, I mean, we don't shortchange it with the listeners. We let them know what this thing's about. You know, it's about ensuring that your daughter and my daughters and sons will have a planet worth living in. We're talking,
absolutely.
Yeah, and we're talking about in remembrance of ancestors, President Kennedy, who died, and I don't care what anybody says, he basically died because he was about ready to challenge the petrodollar, which is fueling the whole international corporate basically takeover of the planet. And only through having serious conversations, with each other, can these ideals really come and actually form the tapestry that we all should be seeing. And yes, it is scary and it is sad. But if we don't do it now as adults, if we don't stand together and put aside our differences, and this is kumbaya now, put aside our differences.
Well, you know what? We can also respect our differences. This is where the idea of human rights comes in.
Yes.
My rights end where yours begin.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't have to share all of your beliefs. You don't have to share all of mine. That's what living in a multicultural, pluralistic society means. There are certain norms that we all have to follow to live peacefully together. But then, yeah.
I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Not necessarily being the old ostrich. Oh, I don't see no evil. I hear no evil. We recognize our differences, but we have to recognize our commonalities too. You have to breathe this air. I have to breathe this air. You have to drink this water. I have to drink this water. And guess what? You have to grow non-GMO crops in the ground, just as I have to, grow non-GMO crops in the ground. And yes, I am a big stickler, against Monsanto, because as we go farther down the Roundup trials, I think a lot of people are going to start feeling the way I feel about, basically trying to take over the biosphere with their particular products and brands. But
yeah,
what you about to say?
I mean, they are they're marketing seeds that can't be grown without their other products.
Exactly.
It's absolutely unnatural.
And no one sees this, doctor. I mean, seriously, I haven't seen, I watch a lot of news outlets on a daily basis. I don't see Fox News. I don't see MSNBC or CNN talking about these topics. You know, reason why? Because they're ran by conglomerates that are polluting and debasing our planet. And I say this as it is our planet. You have to look at the Earth as a spaceship. We're literally flying through the universe. The spaceship provides us with food. It provides us with entertainment. It provides us with enough space to get out and move our legs around and air to breathe. And this is where we're going. I don't know where we're going at on the spaceship now. I don't think anyone else does. But speaking of that, Doctor, do you have any information about the true origin of humanity? And, could you just kind of give us a synopsis about that?
Well, I am an anthropologist. So anthropologists adopt the evolutionary perspective.
Okay.
So now there are plenty of people who have managed to combine whatever their religious views are with the scientific view of human evolution. But, we have a biological anthropologist in our department who teaches evolution, and we have fossils in our lab. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot about our family tree that we still do. I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Oh, there might have been a click in the computer or something. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we heard you fine on this end.
Oh, okay. So I think there's a lot we don't know. We're continually uncovering new data, new finds. But I think we see evolution in front of us all the time. For example, the AIDS virus. The AIDS virus. One of the reasons it's been so difficult to find a vaccine for HIV is because HIV is continually mutating. So that mutation is exactly what evolution is. So that's and I think, and we're still in the process of evolution, and I think we even can talk about evolution of consciousness. I think that your description of the understanding of the planet as a spaceship, that is an evolution of consciousness that emerged with the contemporary environmental movement and the first trip to the moon, when we could, those photographs, those images of the Earth from space, for the first time we could see our planet and understand that we really are on a planet together, and that is what I would call an evolution of consciousness.
Yes. Let's see, what I want to achieve, what I'm attempting to, is to change people's perspectives to where, really, when you think about it, and this is kind of echoes Jane Elliott's, there is only one race on the planet, and it's called human race. Now, we can
that's true.
break her down if we want to, but I don't want to. But I don't want this concept to become debased and polluted. In other words, I don't want to, when we finally, as a group, as a species, interact in a public way with intelligent life outside of Earth, I don't want us to basically be a pack of human race. It's like, oh, since you're not human, you're no good, bud. I don't want that. I want us to be able to use the example of today, how we're all divided and hated, across the board, to where we realize that's not the proper way to interact. I might not like this thing. I might not, it might have tentacles, it might whatever, but it's a sentient being, and let's try to work together. Let's not repeat the old disastrous ways of Earth, where one group rises up, oppress, that group rises up, oppresses that group rises up, oppresses the next group. We have to end the cycle of oppression.
I agree. I also believe in the many Asian religions that have this perspective of balance, of the yin and the yang. And I think that it might sound kind of kumbaya and corny, but we have to put out love into the world.
Yes.
We have to counterbalance it. We have to radiate it. You never notice that when you smile at somebody who is a stranger, they smile right back?
Yes.
It's so important to radiate positivity in our daily lives. And even those of us who are struggling and hurting, it's hard. Those of us who are privileged to have a life free of hunger, who have warmth and clothing, who have had the opportunities to travel and meet with people around the world, we have the privilege and the responsibility to put that positivity out into the world.
Yes.
Because you know what? The pizza has just come.
That's fine. Enjoy your pizza. Doctor, this will not be the last time I have you on, Diana. I want to get you back on, and we'll do it longer that next time.
Okay. I thank you for the opportunity to share a few views. I'd love to tackle another point about some of the work I've done and the wonderful people that I am continuing to work with. And exactly what we've been talking about. I have created bonds with people all over the world, the Caribbean and Sri Lanka and Nepal and all the places I've done my field work, and it can be done. So I want to leave you on that note. I've worked with people across many differences and built connections, and it's the pathway of the future.
You're an awesome person, and I just want to say I'm so happy to be a brother in the same global family as you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me, and goodbye to all your wonderful listeners.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys and gals. The party doesn't stop here. No. I am going to go on a soapbox rant, but I have to come right back because I kind of want, you know what? I'm not going to stop this. No. Okay, guys, here's the school. Last night, the video that I made, the live show, was totally, basically banned, blocked, subverted, deleted by YouTube. Now, thank God I was able to have a backup copy of the audio, which I will be formatting into a new video, because it's very important that you guys understand about Luciferian bankers. And I'm going to post it on the iStars site. It will be posted on Patreon through iStars. Moving forward, you're going to find that this YouTube channel is going to be extremely flexible with the guests. We're going to mix it up a bunch. Dr. Fox, Diana Fox, has so much information. You know, we just barely touched. I'll talk about an iceberg now. There is so much beneath the waves there. And I'm so happy that we're going to be bringing on more people of this caliber, the cream of the crop. I know right now a lot of people, this is Friday night. You know, people are getting ready to go out. People are getting ready to, have fun. And I'm not trying to really boot that. But just remember, guys, as we go down this road, as we go farther down this road that we're on, it's just going to get worse. Now, I want to pump up something real quick. I want to pump up some headlines so that you guys see what I'm talking about. All right? Look at this. This is the top story. Now, we already talked about this last night. 49 folks gone. Okay? Man, that is so blurry. Hold on. Let me try to fix my camera. There. Now you guys can actually probably read that. The border agency says 0 new walls have gone up. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the walls was such a damn issue. You would think, that somebody would have been working when the government was shut down. Huh? You would think that we would at least have a mile or two up. But it's not about the wall, guys. It's never been about the wall. We have been going through one social experiment after the other, just to see how far, the people would go before we snapped. And I'm telling you, dude, the U.S. state, we're a rubber band right now. We can stretch, boy. We can stretch, but we will pop. You can only stretch it so far. There will be a snap, crackle, and pop. Now, they keep on throwing up folks like Bernie Sanders at us, or Kamala Harris, or the rest of these people. Until we get the problem of hate reconciled in these United States of America, socialism was not the way to go. Communism is not the way to go. And the crony capitalism that we're participating in is not the way to go. We need the best and brightest minds in key positions, not just the socially accepted person. Oh, that's Tipper, and he's fabulous. He's in the country club, and he's in this and that. That's why we're whacked out now. Too many tippers have been tiptoeing into position of power. Now, we can continue, which we are. We are. We're going to continue on this road. I'm sorry, guys. There is no turn lane. There's no exit. I'm just saying, those of you who find yourself still on the bus or on the truck or on the train, you jump off of it before it comes to the end of the line. Because the end of the line, as much as, if people don't want to say this, that's the end of the line right there. Right there. Tat, 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 tat. And you guys keep on thinking it's a joke. You keep on thinking, oh, true, you're just tripping, man. You're just too, you don't know. Just keep on. Just like I tried to warn about the parts. Just keep on. Don't even bother trying to build a network so you can go underground and escape the coming situation. Don't worry about it. But when you're sitting there gargling and shitting and pissing on yourself, I want these words to go through your mind, because this is probably the only thing that can save you at that point. As you're getting pieced out, I want you to say, I forgive you. And mean that to include yourself as well. Forgive yourself for not listening to the warnings, not taking appropriate actions to get yourself out of that situation. and forgive the guy or gal that's putting you down in that whole situation. And then, maybe you get a shot, you can at least get out, go out peacefully with nothing on your conscience. Now, for those of you guys who want to live, which I know is the vast majority of this audience, stock up on iodine, guys. Stock up on those antibiotics. Get yourself a bottle of bleach. You're going to need it. You can use that to dilute in some cases where the water is contaminated with bacteria or whatever. You can potentially use a bleach. It's no different than your tap water to clean that up. But you're going to need bleach. You're going to need rope. You're going to need duct tape. I'm just talking about okay. This is just for the bare minimum person that's basically hearing the message today. You haven't prepared. You haven't done shit. All right, I'm just saying the bare shit that you're going to need. You're going to need some good tape, duct tape. You're going to need like 10 to 5 of those thermal blankets. They're just little plastic things. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to duct tape that into an inside lining of a thick jacket or overcoat. You're going to also need to put that material inside of a hat or a ski mask situation to go over your face. You'll just have heat sources basically on your mouth and your eyes. But if you do that same thing for gloves, you can use your hand to kind of cover your eyes and stuff. And that's for nighttime travel and daytime, obviously, with drone surveillance on the infrared, or not infrared, but thermal surveillance. Infrared's totally different animal. Okay. Where to begin? Spirit, open up my mind so I can say the right thing. All right, let's go to Texas. Could ramp up turnout. They're not going to ramp up no turnout. I saw Benito's little rally when Trump was down there. It was not impressive. But maybe that's what's going to get everybody riled up. Also, by the way, I would like to thank the moderators of YouTube. You guys are doing a fabulous job moderating this circuit. Gee whiz, guys. I know that there is a shot that I could get you guys' vote. Be my wife here. But if we get in office, we're going to just sell out like every fucking body else. And we ain't going to give a damn about you because I'm going to get a residual check forever. Now, if you think that this is something you can get aboard on, do you think that this is something you want, then go ahead and vote for me. But remember, I'm not giving you shit. I'm not going to give you nothing back in return. You guys are used to this. Vote Democrat. Listen, guys. There's only 52 melanated representatives or senators. 52. There is no political answer. As long as you're on your knees, I should make a rap. As long as you're on your knees getting that government cheese, they're going to say blank please when it comes to reparations. It's cheaper to give you cheese than give you money. But, they don't even do government cheese. That's an old reference. I'm dating myself. I get it. But listen, guys and gals, and everything in between. I'm willing to work with you to make a brighter future. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this place better. Now, I'm basically, let's see how be cool. 34 minutes. Now, let's get into the real deal. These, the moderators don't typically go past 30 minutes where they review your video. Like, if you're doing a video, man, I'm going to hit you some YouTube game here. You're doing a video, just do one of these long-ass videos and make sure all your good shit's, like, in the middle. Because they'll look at, like, 10 minutes at the end and 10 minutes in the front. All right? Now, was I about ready to say? Oh, I want to hear this. Oh man, I wonder if it'll play.
Mama America.
Mama.
Africa is grandma now. Mama, mommy, we need your milk of understanding while we learn to understand ourselves. We need your unconditional love and the magic mercy of your maternal instinct. Let us shout with joy as we pass through your gate and kiss the ground where you gave us birth and breath. Mama America, Mama America, show us your freedom mountain. Help us climb the stair. Guide us along your lighted path that leads to our transcendence. Mother, we will be good children, proud sons and daughters. Just let us rest and grow close, so close upon your breast.
That was beautiful. Fuck yeah, that was beautiful. You know what? I'm going to talk about IG Farben. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. You know, Mark Vanderheim has the John Birch Society that he just rails and rails on for obvious reasons and legitimate reasons. He's not doing that just for, you know, whatever. These guys are some pretty creepy bastards. IG Farben. But
according to Wikipedia, Interessen-Gemeinschaft Farben Industrie AG, commonly known as IG Farben, was a German chemical and pharmaceutical conglomerate.
Okay, but they still are around though, Google. All right. Oh, hold on. This is what I want to show you guys. And this is for the new people who are just, oh my God, that beef roast smells so good in there. What's up, brother, man? Hey, you ain't had supper, you can come on over. I got a fucking pot roast full of fucking meat and fucking potatoes and carrots is simmering. Probably be done in the next 30 minutes or so. Come on through, get yourself a bowl, get yourself something to eat, and we talk about human power. Human power. I'm just, you know, I'm serious, man. But I really am cooking. Peace, love to you, brother Nick. There's something that I want to share with you guys because of the fact that I'm straight up anti-IG Farben. I'm anti-killing all the insects. I'm anti this right here. Guys, it's only 10 minutes. All right? It's just 10 minutes. But this 10 minutes could change the way you look at everything.
Turn me up.
Hold on. All right. Hopefully that has fixed itself. Perhaps not, but hold on.
Truscott, commanding the U.S. Third Army, oversees the job. 200 tons of TNT do the trick.
Yeah, they're blowing up buildings. IG Farben buildings.
Many of the buildings were constructed so that 2 floors were underground, well protected from our bombers. But now the job is completed, and almost 80 buildings are leveled. The once powerful Nazi war machinery is slowly crumbling to dust.
Lie. You see that? Hold on. I paused this just so. First day court, IG Farben, case 7. Claim 367. Something, something, something.
Military Tribunal number 6 will come to order. Fritz Vermeer, Christian Schneider. Otto Ambros. Max Bruggemann. Ernst Bergen. Jürgen. Heinrich Gütefisch. Paul Heffliger. Illner Iriganov. Friedrich Jana. Hans Kühne. Heinrich Gatineau. Erich van der Heide. Hans Kugler. May this honorable tribunal please all defendants except Max Bruggemann, Carl Wester, and Karl Lautenschläger are present and in the dock. The tribunal will proceed with the arraignment of one of the defendants who was excused from attendance at the opening session. The defendant, Karl Lautenschläger. How do you plead to the indictment? Guilty or not guilty? Well, as it goes without saying, that these men have not been indicted because they are industrialists, or because they exercise great power and control great wealth. These things are not declared as crimes by the law under which this tribunal rendered.
In fact, guys, that's the reason why all of them basically didn't even receive 10 years in jail. And then they get out and they, basically keep on making money as normal.
This judgment. And this tribunal is not a forum for debate over the relative merits of different economic systems. What these men are charged with please the tribunal. The grave charges in this case have not been laid before the tribunal casually or unreflectingly. The indictment accuses these men of major responsibility for visiting upon mankind the most searing and catastrophic war in modern history. It accuses them of wholesale enslavement, plunder, and murder. These are terrible charges. No man should underwrite them frivolously or vengefully, or without deep and humble awareness of the responsibility which he thereby shoulders. There is no laughter in this case. Neither is there any hate. The first half of this century has been a black era. Most of its years have been years of war, or of open menace, or of painful aftermath. And he who seeks today to witness oppression, violence, or warfare need not choose the direction too carefully nor travel very far. This case, like any criminal proceeding, finds its justification only as part of this process of redemption and reconstruction. We have been told from the mountain to judge not that we be not judged, and we will do well to reflect upon and seek to comprehend this profound prohibition. The crimes with which these men are charged were not committed in rage or under the stress of sudden temptation. They were not the slips or lapses of otherwise well-ordered men. One does not build a stupendous war machine in a fit of passion, nor an Auschwitz factory during a passing spasm of brutality. What these men did was done with the utmost deliberation, and would, I venture to surmise, be repeated if the opportunity should recur. And would, I venture to surmise, be repeated if the opportunity should recur.
Did you hear what the man just said? That's the part I really wanted you guys to hear. Now, that was one of the prosecutors during the Nuremberg trials, their particular case of that. one last time. Where am I at? I want you guys to hear this so that you guys get what he's saying, and I'm going to elaborate.
Be repeated as the opportunity should recur, and would, I venture to surmise, be repeated as the opportunity should recur.
The opportunity's occurring right now, guys. The opportunity's occurring. The shit will be repeated. And this time you won't have a bunch of old fools who grew up with horse and carriage when they were younger running the show. You're going to have guys who grew up with Atari and all these video games, fast-paced stuff. It's going to make what they look like they were doing. They were driving a Model T, Ford Model T, clucking along back in the day. The new crew, when they come out and do what they're going to do, it's going to be like a Diablo Lamborghini. This is what I'm saying, man. You haven't been preparing. It's too late now. Straight up, it's too late. Don't waste your time or your energy. Get the bare essentials and move out. But you guys ain't hearing it. You know, those who haven't been preparing thus far. So hopefully, after this next war, you know, when they're doing the trials, you know, for the next set of industrialists that, you know, made it possible for people to wage war like that, maybe after that one, we'll get it right. Because we obviously haven't learned from World War II. Listen.
And would, I venture to surmise, be repeated as the opportunity should recur. There will be no mistaking the ruthless purposefulness with which the defendants embarked upon their course of conduct.
This is what I'm saying. It will be repeated again. No one's trying to hear that, though. Well, we don't want to hear you eat. The same players are still in control. Listen to what this man's saying.
What these men did was done with the utmost deliberation. And would, I venture to surmise.
Oh my God, guys, I am so sorry for that. Hold up, we're gonna play another fight. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Hold on. Oh, my bad. Hold on 1 second. You know, I'm trying to be a show engineer while being the host at the same time. You know how I like to do it. Hold on. Where is upload? I gotta make this big for 1 second, guys. Oh, shit. Hold on. You would not believe this. How much stuff there is here. I don't want no copyright claims.
Introducing Pure Leaf Herbal Iced Tea, blooming with flavor and naturally caffeine free.
Time is running out. We're just tick-tocking 2 minutes till midnight. I'm talking. Then the light will illuminate the sky.
I'll be okay. I can dream the rest away. It's just a little touch of fate. It'll be okay. It sure is its first time, but it's got rights and so have I.
Constitutionally, you're free.
I turn my head to the sky and focus one foot at a time. I do know that you'll be pleased. Under my time mentally, it couldn't be a longer time. I feel like I am walking blind. I know the right time, there are no left to decide.
I have been down by design. This is the plan of the unholy swine. They sit up high as if they have the divine right to rule, my friend.
I'll be okay. I can dream the rest away. It's just a little touch of fate. It'll be okay. It sure is its first time.
You unity.
It sure exists this time.
Freedom, baby.
It sure exists this time. But it's not right and so high.
Constitutionally, you are free. The republic is not dead yet, baby. That we have been taking hits daily.
I turn my head to the sky. Focus wide, but it's high. I do not like the movies. Under my type and then sleep. It couldn't be a long time. I feel like I am walking blind. I know the right time. Yeah, I know that it's time.
You have all been dumbed down by design. This is the plan of the unholy swine. Keep you divided, keep you fighting, so they can keep on ruling and you're drilling. Go to work, keep on being a tool. Go to school, keep on being a fool. Go to hell, my friend.
It sure exists this time. It sure exists this time. It sure exists this time. But it's not right and so high.
Constitutionally, you are free.
I turn my head to the sky. Focus wide, but it's high. I do not like the movies. Under my type and then sleep. It couldn't be a long time. I feel like I am walking blind. I know the right time. Yeah, I know that it's time.
We have all been dumbed down by design, my friend. The plan of the unholy, Messianic, Baltic land again. Keep us divided and they will surely win. Keep us divided, keep us fighting while they keep on getting richer.
I don't feel okay. I can dream the rest of the way. Stay still, touch the fate, it'll be okay. It sure exists this time, but it's not right and so high.
Constitutionally.
I turn my head to the sky.
Yeah. All right. I'm back. Now, I was talking about G. Furbin. The people who quite literally engineered to where we enjoy today. You know, many people, they look at the events of World War II as being so far, you know. That was Grandpa. Even some kids, that was great Grandpa. You know, that would never happen today. That would never happen today. There'll never be a group of people rise up, take over the army, and start killing fools. That would never occur. Please. Just as sure as people breathe air and talk shit, that will occur today. Look at that Standard Oil. Isn't that the truth? See, here's the gag. It's really a horrible gag. The people at the very top, and these ain't it. For all we know, the people at the very tip top could be black, Asian, Hispanic. It doesn't. It really. It really wouldn't surprise me. Now, as we all should know by now, you know, the Rothschilds, Rockefeller, you know, all those folks. Not saying that they're ancient history, but they are not the ones running it now. Because the ones who are running it now, quite literally, were running it in World War II. Quite literally were running it in the Roman days. Guys, keep on thinking it's only us against human beings. Just keep it up. That's the best, you know. There's no other entities that we need to be concerned with, folks. Just human beings. No other entities. You know, we're alone in the universe. We're alone in the universe. Speaking of which, talking about some universal shit. Now, this is going to be a video, obviously, that will not get much play.
Hey, welcome to Special Report.
Whoa, that's loud.
I want to show you something that I found pretty weird. Okay, I'm standing on Earth, obviously, right now. You can see the sun right there, right? Tell me, the sun's right there in the sky. But if you look really, really close, oh, it's trying to hide. Let's go down here real quick. Hold on. So you can see this. Let me try to zoom in. You see the moon? That's the moon right there during the day. Hold on. All right. I just want to point. See how now don't forget the sun is this way or whatever. But see that little top? Now that's supposed to be this light shining off the sun, which, you know, it's bouncing off the sun. And then obviously the moon is still round. And that circle there is a shadow. Now trip on this. Right there's the moon. You see the moon. You see the shadow of the moon. But shouldn't... I mean, here's the sun. That looks beautiful. I want to make sure this is one continuous shot, so no one can be like, oh, he's fucking... And see the sunlight? See how it's shining down? You see the sunbeam right here? And then you come back over here, and you see the moon. And I kept it the same zoom and everything. I just thought that was pretty cool. But all right, brother Nick, sending us something to check out. Let's switch up gears.
Chemtrail.
Uh-oh.
Backpack people. Y'all can call me crazy, but look at my skies.
For one, let's stop it right now. Hold on. Before I start this video, let's stop the bullshit right now. Look at how they already got the guy's shit already. Oh, contrails or this and that. Oh, okay, brother Nick. Well, for one, okay, I thought there was somebody else. How about I say, you know, that's bullshit, brother. What you talking about right here is the truth, but see, people don't want to fucking see. People don't want to, hold on, let me go ahead and play brother Nick's video. Hold on. But I'm telling you, man, you're not crazy.
Look at this filth that they're spraying in my skies. And
it's spraying them night too.
Terrible. What you see is playing right here, starting to spray, but they're blocking out the sun. Trying to, at least. Look at these nasty ass lines in here that don't belong in my sky. Our skies, my people. Come on. Here, all behind me. Here we go. The moon's still out.
Hold on, stop. Go back.
Here, all behind me.
Right there. See it? Do you see it? See that shit right there? And then also there is something up in the air too as well. But I don't mean to cut your video off. We're gonna play your video in its entirety. But I just want to compliment it and add to it by that fucking tower there, soon to probably be a 5 fucking G tower. I don't know if you can hear me. Soon to be a fucking 5G tower. Is admitting, but there is something right there. But hold on, my bad. Let's play.
Here we go. The moon's still out.
Dude.
Still a good day.
Hold on. Stop. Nick. Hold on, let me get to it. Did you just do that? It is. Oh, shit. I'm so sorry to hear that, brother. I'm sorry. I got one of them north of me, too. A tower like that, so I'm getting dosed right along with you. That moon. Hold on. Stop. Let me pull up. This is what I'm talking about. This shit here. Boom. That is the same. Hey, welcome to Special Report. Hold on. I want to show you something that I found pretty weird. Okay. Let me get to the moon. Stop. Now let me put his up. Dude. That is the same fucking moon. I mean, obviously, same. I'm not like, oh my God, of course it's the same moon. But this, I wish I could have better fucking shit so I can not have to do it. Okay, let's go. I just wanted to throw that out there. Hold on. We're going back to the, I'm going to have to play your, I'm sorry, bro. I'm going to have to start your video in its entirety. I'm just hyped up, man. I'm going to have to start your video in the entirety. Almost 30 minutes ago, brother. Dude, this is what I'm talking about, man. See, people don't get it. All right, hold on. Here we go, yeah.
Chemtrail. Welcome back, my people. Y'all can call me crazy, but look at my skies. Look at this filth that they're spraying in my skies. And it's terrible. What you see is playing right here, starting to spray, but they're blocking out the sun. Trying to, at least. Look at these nasty ass lines in here that don't belong in my sky. Our skies, my people. Come on. Here, all behind me. Here we go. The moon's still out. Still a good day. But they're starting to spray. I was just got done driving, and I noticed the planes starting to come, especially this plane right here. Shit. Yes, today is a spray day because they know it's getting hot out here. It's almost 80 degrees, 85 out here. It's heating up over here, so they still want to spray, try to cool this area off as much as possible. But it's already too late. Our star family, if we all come together, we can heat up this planet together. Stop this chemtrail spray. Meanwhile, today, Trump said that he was going to fucking ground all Boeing 737. Yes. So, I mean, I'm still seeing planes. But, I mean, who knows?
That's what I'm talking about.
See these lines in the sky? But you're starting to see the sheet being sprayed in the air. Look at this. These aren't clouds. These are not clouds, people. Artificial fake clouds. Posing as real clouds. But look, to my right, there's nothing but blue sky. But you still see like this metal sheet being sprayed. And you see, this plane just turned. I'm looking at it right now. It just turned right here. Weird flight pattern, people. Weird flight pattern.
You don't say.
Just made a complete turn, like. Say, did he get a call to spray more to the right, more to the left? It's like, wait a minute, it's commanding officer, whoever's controlling it, from headquarters, talking about, hey, spray more to the right, spray more to the right side.
That's fucked up.
Look at this.
That's so true.
And this is supposed to be normal.
Yeah, don't you know? That's normal,
People
bud.
look at me like I'm the one that's crazy.
Fuck yeah.
But look at my skies. Look at this plane just etching the skies up with chemtrail, contrail, whatever you want to call it. It's not good. The contrail reference.
And look how quick they put that shit up on Duke's video, man. Look how quick. Contrail's awesome. Man, fuck that. It's so quick. That's to let you know. I'll let you know what time. Look at that moon. See, he got a good camera. Look at it. See, that's some crazy fucking shit, man. They're trying to shut this shit down.
All over here.
Look at that shot.
Marking the skies. Let them spray.
Look at that fucking shot, dude. You're right underneath it. Right. Are you close to a military base? Are you close to an Air Force base or something?
You don't know no better.
Oh, that dude knows better, all right. He's getting paid. Don't forget, he's getting a fucking 401k.
But you can see, like, it's flying over, like, this white mist in the sky. That's the stuff the chemtrail I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's that juice that floated on down.
Right there. Look at him go.
Damn, that motherfucker is moving, though. Hold on. There was another thing. Oh, it could have been one of those. It could have been that dot there, you see.
A whole lot colder. Anyway, it's windy right now. It's like semi-warm, but semi-cold, too.
You watch tomorrow, you're going to have a cloudy fucking day. You watch and see what I say.
They still keep trying to spray. I'm going to end this video right here. But my people, stay vigilant. And keep your eyes wide open. Peace, love, and light to my wonderful star family. Star kings and queens.
See, there's something above that tower, man.
Warrior gods, everybody. Stay vigilant. Keep your eyes open.
Hold on, I'm going to go back.
Star kings and queens.
Stop. Right there. Hold on. If you guys... There's this dot right here on his video. It's there earlier, because that's what kind of... And I noticed it earlier. It hasn't moved, man. You have been filming for 4 minutes, and this dot is still right there. Look, hold on, let me do this so everyone knows that I'm not tripping. Hold on, when we first get in here. Hold on.
To release. Look at these nasty ass.
And I'm not talking about the little glare pin.
In my sky. Our skies, my people. Come on. Here.
Hold on.
All behind me.
Hold on. Bam! See it? That right there. That right there above that tower at 29 seconds into the film. It's damn near. Now, I know he's walking around. I know Brother Nick's out there walking around doing his thing. Okay, I get that. But, hold on. Maybe Nick can give us some insight. Wait, oh, that's the moon. Oh, you're just not zoomed into it. Got it. Okay, my bad. All right, look, I'm guilty as charged. I'm always looking for a glimpse of a spaceship or something, okay? I still got hope that, they're going to come and get me. They're going to come and get me and take me off this horrible planet. but they're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not. They're disgusting. Yeah. See, I've also heard. Now this may sound wacky to people who don't follow this is going to sound wacky. Okay, I'll openly diverse that. But there's supposed to be a planet called Nairubu, the red planet. All right, the bearded planet. It comes by. Does a couple of things. Now this is kind of the Zachariah extension bullshit. But apparently that thing is supposed to be around. And they're doing this stuff to hide it at night. Now, obviously, a lot of that stuff you're going to find on YouTube is straight lies, hoax shit. But guys. What Brother Nick and others are trying to tell us, man, has been already written of before. Of course, they can't explain why they spray. And don't forget, when they're spraying, they're not spraying above Bambi's habitat out there in the middle of the fucking no man's land. They only spray like above populated regions. Now, the populations can vary all the way from 14 to 15 folks all the way up to major metropolitan centers. But you kind of get, if you get way out there in the sticks, sometimes you get that open night air and you can literally see clouds around you. Now, a few years ago, and I wish I would have got this on film, I was having a cup of coffee on my deck out there. The old one, the one before the new one I've just built. I was drinking and I looked up and I looked towards the west and the east and I saw a pillar of light. That was the first thing that kind of caught me. And then I started to do a 360 around and I seen this all the way around me like these. All I can imagine, all I can say is imagine spotlights like 10 deep making one huge cyclone going up. And that's this one pillar of light coming up. And I saw a 360 degrees. I told my wife to come out and she saw it with me. It was like, I thought something was going to happen that night. I literally thought something crazy was going to happen that night. I mean, that light shining off the dome. Wow. Wow. Well, I saw that, Brother Nick, with my own eyes. What's up, Mark? Welcome to the show. Uh-oh, we got a code. We need a code breaker stat. We need a code breaker. ZZCACAMB QQ CDC barbecue is. Hopefully that's not our final warning that the biological agent's about ready to be released. Listen, guys and gals. You best Mark K just came in with some sort of code there. I can see the CDC and the BBQ, which BBQ, if I'm not mistaken, it means something. Biohazard BBQ.
Hold on. I hate messing. Like I said, man, my kids have done a number on my keyboard. They just. Code word. No, not Barb. Okay, I need to just take out CDC. Get ready. Say, crew, get smart. Okay, never mind. You know, I always, you know, some of the most randomest stuff brings you to some of the oddest of places. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Brother Nick, did you know that the Queen of England is also the Queen of Malta? You know, she's not a knight of Malta. She is the queen of the organization. So it really makes you reevaluate, you know, just how, you know, like the Catholic Church in England supposed to have fallen out, you know, when the King James business came along. But they still have the Knight of Malta contact. See how that makes that triangle? It goes from London to Rome to the Isle of Malta back up to London. There's a triangle of communication that has been unbroken, even if they quote unquote left the empire. We should not call Her Majesty the Queen. We should call her the Empress of Great Britain, because she controls an empire, still even to this day. But that's not the point. 6,000 year is coming to an end, guys. For those of you who do not know what the 6,000 year is, let me elaborate. 6,000 years is coming to an end. We are in. Oh, what is my? See how my? It doesn't want to. This is whack. I have no bottom bar. I can't scoot it over. I can't get shit in frame like I need to. Oh, man. Let me go to it. Maybe there'll be a bar here. No. We are in the end of 6,000 years since creation. They still keep the code of honor, and it's about the time the system ends. Yes. Yes, Nick. Yeah. I hope they're feeding on what he really said. They do keep a sense of honor. A lot of us don't have a sense of honor. That's also why they're allowed to do some of the heinous shit they do. 6 days of creation prophesied 6,000 years ago, since creation until the time Jesus Christ returned to set his kingdom on the earth. The seventh day is the Sabbath, which prophesies 1,000 years when Jesus Christ reigns on earth, the millennial reign. See, they're trying to get that fourth Reich, but no one's hearing about the millennial reign. And once again, man, from Abraham or from Adam to Abraham, old versus new. Evil, still evil. Good, still good. Just the uniforms change. That's why old boy thought he was a servant of God doing what he did. And the other servants of God that were up in there worshiping thought, you know, they were righteous in doing what they were doing. But you know, there's this. The straight up execution of fellow human beings. Because, yeah, they believe in a different God. And they carry themselves in a different way. That right there
is not what's wrong with this picture. I don't care what you hear on the news coming up here in the next few days, or even hours or minutes. That gun is not what's wrong in that picture. What's wrong in the picture is the person wielding that gun. The heart and mind turn to hate and desperation, oppression, and fear of being oppressed. You know, old boy, I believe, was taken alive. Ban guns, but they don't fire. Exactly, brother. I bet you this old boy was taken alive. Now that the families have probably went into the temple or the mosque and took care of the bodies. Now the real pain and sorrow. He was, but they say it was 3 people. Wow. So there's, well, from what I'm saying, honestly, Brother Nick, there's way more than 3 people out there. I mean, I know what you're saying ultimately. 3 shooters. But there's more than 3 people with that type of anger and hatred and fear in their hearts willing to do this deed. Just think what a victory it would be to get those same men, instead of fighting for this, they fight for true freedom. See, they will never take that to the banks. They're never going to take that to the corporate board meetings. Even if they took it to Facebook, Zuckerberg has that secret button he can hit with that chute made underneath his table. He got some Get Smart type operation. But they will take it out on minorities and people who they feel they can get away with it. When people such as, you know, even Dr. Fox mentions white supremacy, this is what she's talking about. The reality that if you as a melanated man and woman were in the exact same scenario, let's say that you went into the mosque for whatever dumb reason, and you did this horrible, horrible thing, you would probably have been gunned down like a dog in the street. Whereas this guy, come on, buddy. Come on, Chip. Put it down, Chip. It's okay, Chip. They shoot us dead with a drop of a dime. Get that right. And Brother Nick isn't pretending. He's not making up some hype here. There's stories after stories, videos after videos. These videos are not going to stop coming. These stories are not going to stop being printed. See, that's a damn shame that this fellow human being had to, on a personal level, know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I wish that no human being. I truly wish I could come up here and talk this crazy shit and everyone be like, that's not real. I mean, or be like, you're totally mistaken. That's total fabrication. And I would be so happy to be like, yes, you know, my bad, guys. You know, this place is totally awesome. But unfortunately, as some has referred to what I say, crazy shit. When you pick through the peanuts in it, you can see it's all truth. You know, the reason why, Nick, I care, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I was a naysayer. And someone didn't take the time to really knock on my head and say, wake up, buddy. Wake up, pal. It's okay, man. We can do this. this show would probably be radically different. I know it could be a fool's errand. I know it can be, trying to awaken others. But I hate to sound like some old washed up preacher that wasn't going nowhere to begin with. But if I can just truly influence just one, perhaps a handful, maybe a nation, and then the planet, and then beyond, I'll be happy. We have young people, Nick, that look up to what we are saying and our experiences and what we bring collectively together to help educate them. If any of you guys are old enough to remember a video game, it was called Pitfall. And it was like a little 8-bit game, ding, 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 pixelated. But I wish there was a way for us to tell the guys, hey, this is when you need to jump over the snake. This is when you need to swing and grab the vine. This is when you need to go down the hole and go to your right and then go over there to your left because they're spraying juice over in the right. That's what I want to achieve. I want these brothers to use the benefit of and sisters to use the benefit of our collective experience, so those who heed the word and hear the message can jump, climb, and swing at the appropriate time, so that they'll be farther along. And when they share the message to the next generation, they'll be farther along. And bada bing, bada boom, we can do this thing. Because time is fast running out to where the correct appropriations and reparations should be considered and given. The only way to avoid God's vengeance is to set right your matters now. Think about that. I personally wouldn't want to have to go head to head against God for wrongdoings. I personally, you can sit here and blaspheme all you want and say he's not real, but when he shows up and that hammer comes down, then I think a lot of people are going to be singing a damn different whistle. Right now, they're like, but when that hammer comes crashing down, you ain't going to have no lips to whistle with. It's going to be, and then you're going to hear a fart and you're going to die. And that's not us. That's not humans doing this. This ain't hate speech now. I'm talking about what's according and what has been written. And you're right, Brother Nick. It starts with us. I had a conversation, beautiful one, with a freedom fighter that goes way back, Elder Fixico. This man is the quintessential turtle. You know how the white supremacist has their little mascot as being a frog, that peppy frog face guy? Our mascot should be the freedom fighter as a turtle. Hard on the outside, soft on the inside, but willing to stick their neck out. Because all of our freedom fighters are like that. They don't have money. They don't have some huge industrial complex behind them making weapons and tanks and bombs. They don't. Most of them, as a matter of consequence, only have pen and paper. And look at what they've done just with pen and paper. Then the next wave comes in. Using modern technology, using videos and audio assets to disseminate information. We've been trying We've been trying. And yes, the turtle stood the test of time. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, there's 52 melanated men and women who needs to be talking about reparations for the rest of the people who are entitled to it. But they're silent. They are frogs. Frogs don't have to be white. Frogs don't have to be racist. Frogs just have to be silent. You will find as you mature, as you grow as an individual, this is just for the young folks, that a lot of the thoughts, a lot of the beliefs that you may hold dear and fast now, with such strong convictions, willing to bleed or shed blood for, won't stand the test of time. Inside of the hate and anger is its own form of hypocrisy that once you become aware of it, you cannot become unaware of it. And that lie, by continuing in that lifestyle and in that mindset, it what causes that stress to build inside of you that ultimately causes you to put a bullet to your brain, a needle in your vein, or some shame in your game. I often ask the question, why would you as a parent try to help someone else's child compete against your child, or possibly even surpass your child's ability? The correct answer, boys and girls, to that question is because I could be helping my grandsons or granddaughters, future mother or father. No one has ever answered the question correctly, so don't feel alone. And until the answer came to me just now, I would have been right there with you. We have to start seeing the totality of things. Whether you don't want to accept this or not, people are going to mingle in ways that you may not understand now, but it's for the right reason. I don't want to become long-winded on this. I don't want to belittle anybody's sincere beliefs, especially those brothers and sisters who believe in hate, who totally would find the topics that we discuss on this show and channel vile and despicable. Because if we don't get to a kumbaya situation, or if we won't get to a kumbaya situation, it won't matter. Because the way this society is going now, let's say that we all united behind the PC cause of the day, and we all rank and file stood behind it 100%. This world would really be needed of a cleansing, a fire, totally redone. Because we are not righteous no more. And we have never been righteous in the past towards each other. Or at least for a very, very long time. Now the self, consume, me mentality has gotten us here to this point. This is why we have an internet. This is why we have electricity. This is why we have vehicles. This is why we even have a shirt on our back. But I'm asking you, brothers and sisters, do you not see another way as well? Do you not see the potential that people will willingly want to participate in certain segment or sectors of society willingly to ensure we all have everything we need? And I'm not talking about socialism, at least not in the form that we think of it nowadays. Because I'm here to tell you, Brother Nick, and everyone else who can hear me right now, for melanated men and women in this country, socialism would be akin to going right back into slavery. And you will work because you're working for the betterment of the people. No, that is not the way. As you all know, I'm neither a Democrat nor a Republican. If one was to ask me, I guess I would skew more towards the Republican side. Because no matter how much knowledge I've learned, no matter how many secrets I've been told, this is why I can truly empathize with other people. The original formative programming I got is extremely strong. Extremely strong. Then it's only through love and compassion I can overcome it, to reach out to others and try to have meaningful dialogues that really matter in the greater sense of things. Because I'm absolutely confident in a couple 100 years, somebody will come across this and be like, whoa. I already know that 2 million people out there are like, whoa. By the way, I do want to share this with you guys. As an ongoing commitment to transparency, and plus I enjoy sharing this with you guys. Because these small milestones are not just my milestones, but, you know, they're for everybody. Hold on one second. This is unacceptable. I'm thinking I have, no, not that. Ugh, this is, I can't even, all right, there we go. This is just raw, man. Hopefully that's all in frame. Here's a beautiful message I want to share to you guys. We finally busted 2,000 subscribers. That's a huge deal for me, a huge milestone. We have 2.1 million watch time minutes for the past 28 days. 84,000 views, strong and growing. And everything's actually up. The revenue is at $223. All right, for the channel. Everything that is being achieved is being achieved by you guys, the listeners, and the fans of the show. I really would like to start to give you guys the proper acknowledgement. So, as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick somebody at random, and I'm going to send you out a special report t-shirt on the house. I just need to know your size. I'm going to be placing an order here within the next couple of weeks. And maybe I'll do something on Patreon as well. Hey, what's up, Sister Little John? Welcome to the show. I want to let you guys know, unlike other hosts of other shows out there who take you guys for granted. Oh, I don't care if I pissed them off. I got 1 million more. I don't care if I had 1 trillion more. You guys are the fundamental start to this thing. You guys are the ones who, you know what, I could be sitting here watching. Oh, also, I want to say something too. And this is a little side note on that shooting thing, the video that I did last night. If you remember when the guy got out of the car he said something about this is for PewDiePie or sub to PewDiePie or something. That guy that, you know, has him and I guess T-Series are the top YouTubers. I want you guys to understand YouTube, and from what I've seen of it now, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of like your guys' special agent right now. All right. You know, I can show you guys like behind the scenes stuff, like flashing news, like this guy right here, and some of that stuff. But I'm here to tell you that I peeped out YouTube spirit, and it's the spirit of feminist, toxic femininity, and beta masculinity. The place is rife with it. You can sense it. You can already tell by all the dudes. You're never going to see YouTube will never, ever, until they won't. You will never see a real strong man on any of these little creator videos. Like, hey, bros, this is what we do. You hear all this crazy energy and you feel the drop. You ain't going to see that. You're going to see some, you know, cookie cutter fucking femboy. Hey, guys, you put your videos together like this. Now, I take that back. I take that back. There is one brother out there he's a strong brother. But I don't know if he's actually in the creator studio circle. But this brother has a lot of great information, and he breaks it down for real. And I've used a lot of his information. And maybe one day I'll do a show about him. I'll pull up his YouTube channel. We'll kind of together, you and I, we will troll his page, not put no comments, but just looking at his material. And we'll just do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to share this to throw this in perspective. Now, it don't matter if you're white, black, or whatever on YouTube. As a man, this is what you got to look like. This, you know, look at the hand gestures. That's what you're gonna find. Who is that old boy off of Star Trek? Sulu. This is a Mr. Sulu, man. You know, black folks got Tyler Perry. Asians got Sulu. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know who's the Mexican. You know what, Ricky Valdez, or you know, Ricky. You know, the singer guy. I think he's homosexual. But this is what I'm saying. This is who you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see, like, I don't know. Really, you ain't going to find nothing like what I'm talking about on YouTube. I mean, I can, you know, throw up one of my videos, but that'll be like shameless self-promotion. I mean, here's the creator chick. You know, no makeup. You know, I mean, she's natural, and that's cool. I'm all about natural, okay? But once again, the cookie cutter betas come out to play. Cloak. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, toxic femininity. They're trying to force you to be feminine and not yourself. They look down upon us real. You know, Brother Nick, you're so misogynistic. How could you tell the truth? Don't you know how people's feelings are gonna be crushed? Because that's what they hate, Nick. They hate the truth. They literally love dudes that can sit up here and talk about, hey, this is a hot chick, and it's a dude in beard. You know, I got my husband pregnant. You know, the madness never ends, and they're like, yeah. You will kneel before us. I am a dominant feminine. And you, I will smack you, your toxic masculinity truth. You know, that's the vibe I get, man. And it shuts me down. We don't want a bunch of radical feminists. Big fucking deal. You know, when you said it made me think of something. You know, Brother Nick, when I think of that story about the girl twerking, you know, on the brother, he's trying. Check this out, man. Brother man's trying to get his little, you know, snack cakes and something, probably on break from work, right? And this little Trollo up here against the counter, trying to twerk up on him like she's at the club and shit, you know. And feminists will be like, you know, oh, he should have shut up and enjoy the free fun. But You know, as a man, dude, I don't want her shit box rubbing up on me if I'm not cool with her like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to be fuddy-duddy, you know what I'm saying? Now, hollered at me about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it would have been a totally different play, y'all. All right? I'm not even going to play that game. It would have been a totally different play. But being mature now, being civilized, reasonable, now I have to tell you the truth, guys. You know, a lot of these females out here, they want to dominate you just to see how big of a cunt you are. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm going to spill the beans on y'all. They're just doing it just to see how much of a butt-fuck pussy you are. Now, the moment you stop and you grab her by her fucking hand, get your hand out my fucking ass, bitch. Then the next thing you know, you're going to be in a position to pop. Now, don't use those words. I'm just doing that as a paraphrase. You know, don't, you know, unless you feel comfortable doing that. But you have to assert yourself at one point in time. If not, man, if not, homie, you are going to end up, you're going to simply end up hating your life. Every beta male that I've ever talked to and broke it down, their life, their situation, at the end of the day, they just don't know how to get out of it. They don't know where, you know, you offer, hey, just say this, no, I can't. Well, just act like, no, I can't. It's like they shut themselves down before they're like, fuck yeah, I can. Yes, I can. And I will. That's the energy you need to have. I can and I will. Not that I can't. Not right now. Because I'm telling you straight up, the reason why you know this is the end of the 6,000 years, because we are being attacked in the air, on the land, and in the sea. What am I saying? I'm saying, how let a man, a blue-collar working man from the 1980s, holler at him. Let's say old boy got married in the 70s. They got married right after high school. Old boy went to the factory, started making that good paper. A couple, 3 years into it, everything's gravy. Now, old girl went from, 18? Now she's 22. Now she can get out and drink. Old boy still got to go to work, though, for the next 30 fucking years. And now old girl can start partying. Next thing you know, Bobby's over there, busting ass on third shift. And Sheila's over here doing a Circus Sill on a strange thing. That's how it always plays out, guys. People change. And then on something, old Bobby, he'll get that cash. On Fridays, get that little check, right? But he had to work over. Or else Bobby flat out just didn't go in that work. Yeah, honey, I'm going to work. Bobby goes, shoop, right to the strip club. Shoop, right to Gravois and Cherokee. Get a prostitute. With a quick, I've seen this shit with my own eyes, man. I used to work as a temporary guy, right? Temporary service. It was right after my McDonald's career at the tender age of 16 was cut short. I was doing roofing primarily at that time, but this was in between gigs. So I get fired from McDonald's. So I go to the, I know that's a fucked up thing to say, huh? Actually, I got fired from there 3 times, but 2 different other stories. But I went to work at Lane House. McLean. It's a food process. It makes the Yorkshire sandwiches and the motherfucking Rice Krispie treats and shit that go up into the schools up in New York City and shit. Well, I was in that motherfucker making it, right? Now, back then, I was a different person, okay? I was hanging out with one of the workers, all right? And he was cool, and I can't say his name for obvious reasons. Or soon to be obvious reasons. We were sitting there. The Rice Krispie vat is a vat. It's a stainless steel vat with like this burner underneath it. Heats it up. But it's like the top of it is about 3.5 feet wide. And the depth of it is another good like probably 2.5 to almost 3 feet deep. You got to pour in all the sugar, pour in all this other shit, throw those Krispies in there, and then you got to fucking, dude, yeah, there was no fucking machine. This is manual labor. And it was 2 of us doing it with these big-ass wooden spoons. Man, me and old boy went out on break, did, a couple shots, drinking, and, he smoked his ganja. And went back in there. And I had something that was so funny. It was some sort of joke, man. And old boy did a nose lube job. Like, and that thing just splattered right in the mix. I mean, this bunch scarred. We looked at each other and just fell out laughing, continuing to mix like nothing ever. Yes. Oh, this is the brother that I'm talking about. Dude, this is what I'm talking about right here. Roberto Blake. Roberto Blake is a good person. If you ever, there's this, if you can see it, hold on. He don't know me from Adam. So this ain't me, promoting one of my friends. I don't know him. He don't know me, but I take a lot of his stuff. It's good to heart. But I only tell you that story to illustrate. Now, did I tell a manager or did I tell a... Fuck, no. I was fucking temporary. Fuck, I was only there for fucking 3 days and I was down the road, dude. That dude was there for fucking years. I don't know if he's still there to this day. I'm not for sure. But that started hipping me to what was really going on around here. When I was in the temporary service and I would go from job to job, fucking shit, I did like, I think 21 assignments in like 3 months, because I didn't want to get hired. I wanted to stay flexible because I knew I was going back to roofing and making good money anyhow. But I saw so much shit, man. I saw with my own 2 eyes a supervisor and a temp girl go into his car. She does the circus seal on him, gets out, and they go back in like shit ain't never happened. Nothing never happened. That's why I tell you, fathers, man, don't send your daughters to these fast food places, these temp jobs. I'm telling you from seeing this shit in reality. This ain't no secondhand story. This ain't no something I read out of the book or on the internet. Oh, dude, I got tons of them. Tons of them. And, sometimes, sometimes when you look back at things, and I realize there have been many times I should have stepped up and said something, but I didn't, for obvious reasons. I just didn't give a shit. They corrupted them, training sex for hire. I didn't want to say that. I did not want to say that, but Nick is right, 100%. These girls are out here fucking and sucking to go up the corporate ladder, straight the fuck up. And some of you beta dudes out there are doing the exact same things. They do. And it's disgusting. See, that's why when people be losing their jobs, I'd lose a job. I'm like, late. I'm out, dude. It's almost like I'm singing and dancing out the damn door. Seriously, it's like a parade. All the stress of the stupid bullshit's over. I don't have to deal with it. It's like dun 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 dun, and I'll go marching out the door and go and make money elsewhere. Whereas these fools are like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I've done for these people. And you know what? Ever trip on what they just say? All that I've done for these people. You just think, oh, what, you just doing your job, showing up? No, these people are getting on knees and pleasing people behind the coffee machine, back there in the fax room, over there in the bathroom. It's going down, dude. It's going down for real. That's why you have people. Look, here's some inside game, y'all. You see a motherfucker coming in, this motherfucker all fucking sick and oh fuck, oh man, I just love work. So this motherfucker don't love work. There's something cracking up there at work that is dragging this motherfucker off a bed up in there, where he's getting his drugs from work, where he's getting some love from work, where he's getting just maybe even recognition for work. Something is not just about the work. Never fool yourself, kiddos.
Now that I said that, when some of y'all go back to your jobs tomorrow and you start, not tomorrow, well, that's Saturday or Monday, and you start seeing some shit, you be like, huh, maybe True Power is right. And one thing that they can never, you know, and the cologne writers are the worst. They'll try to conceal the shit. But there's always a smell in the air after something goes down. There's always a smell. And if you get a whiff of that, man, you know somebody's up in there riding dirty. And I'm just being real, man. That's what I'm saying. Jobs are not the answers. Economic independence, liberation, that's the answer. You know, these jobs, man. How many girls out there at McDonald's and all that? How many of you girls out there had to do a little trick? You know what I'm saying? How many girls up there in Taco Bell, Steak and Shake, Pizza Hut? How many of y'all had to go out there and do a lick and split? All right? Think this is a game. Think I'm making fun. Think it's a joke. Man, that's why I don't hardly eat out now. You almost have to be insane, man. Take this motherfucker up to some restaurant nowadays. This is insanity. The last time I spoke on this, remember the little deal? I told you guys all about the story back in the day when I lived out in San Diego. And some friends took me down there to the like the Balboa Park gas lamp district area. And there was a sandwich shop up in there, and I saw the homosexual making a sandwich without gloves on, putting them brain sprouts on there and all that. And I'm like, I'm good. I went without eating, but my friends, they all ate and they got sick later on that day. I'm not saying that homosexuals are dirty. No, I'm not saying that. They're no more dirty or clean under normal circumstances than the next guy or girl. But see, I'm an observant person. I look at the strangest details. Like when I look at a person, you think I'm looking at your shirt. No, I may be looking at that little mo on your neck. Or that little imitation diamond in your earring, the way it twinkles. Or I may be noticing certain ring marks on your fingers that aren't there. The rings aren't there no more, but the ring mark is. See, I look at the details of a person. And just so happened the lunch counter was right there, and I could smell something in the air. Now, I cannot say this with accuracy. There's no video. But I can tell you what my senses told me. My senses told me that this man had very recently been in some sort of sexual situation. Judging by the fact he's not using his hands, he more likely didn't use a condom because he doesn't care. He's doing it the way he wants to do it, which makes sense. After that, I determined it is not wise for me to put anything from this establishment into my body. And I made that call. And I'm thankful to the Most High I did. Now, I'm not saying, you eat a sandwich from somebody, you die. I'm not saying that. Most of the critters you get live with you for a while. And then when you're in your weakened state, when you're sick with something major, then the others will come out and play and take your ass on out. That's why I'm here to tell you guys fornication, having sex indiscriminately is not cool. I'm not saying don't have sex. You have to have sex. I'm pro baby. Make sure you find a girl, you fall in love with her, and you make her yours, and you become hers. And you do the thing together as a team. And if we get to a situation to where we can have polygamy or whatever. I don't know why I cannot pronunciate words today. Then do it that way if that's so desires you. But you do it for the babies. You do it for something other than just the gratification of you releasing your releasings. Too much of that's hyped up, and that's a very shallow bucket. I'm giving you guys the ocean. But most of y'all just want to run for a bucket. No, this bucket's good. Yeah, but when that bucket runs out, homie, what, you going to go back to that dirty-ass contaminated well again?
When you have this ocean, let's not say ocean, because some nerd would be, well, you know, True Power Ocean is salt water and it would kill you faster. Okay, let's just say a lake, a Great Lake, freshwater Great Lake. I'm giving you Great Lake knowledge over here, but you still want to get that bucket out of that dirty ass well or out of that nasty ass stream. Go for the lake. Go for the long term, guys. Don't make the same mistakes that's been made before. And then once you achieve the greatness and you make that family and you bring in the new generation, the new life to walk this planet, please don't bring up none of this old bullshit from the past. Don't let them watch no bullshit MTV. Don't just shield them from it if it's all possible. Because this shit can skip a generation and hit the next one. Like I've always told people, you know, it's not that Nazi generation you need to worry about. It's those new ones that you haven't heard of yet that you should be concerned with. Those will be the ones stuffing your ass into the oven. The old ones, hell, they can't even get out of bed. And that in lies where we can potentially change people's minds and hearts. If you can sincerely and really turn your enemy into your brother, into your compatriot, into your comrade, that's a great start. And that's what I hope that we can get to. Because the killing over ideological reasons gets old really quick once those bodies start stacking up. But the hatred and the pain lasts for years and years after the event. And the only thing that can break that cycle, and it is a cycle, is forgiveness and reconciliation, which sounds a lot of kumbaya-ish. You know, I want to leave tonight on an up note. I do. I know I always say that. I do. Hold on. Let's listen to this brother.
And I'll probably timestamp this right here. So for everybody who's always like, Roberto, if you know so much about the algorithm, then why don't you have, like, you know, 50,000 views on every single upload, or at least 30,000 views on every single upload? It's because, and it's the same reason that PewDiePie doesn't have 20 million.
I'm sorry. I've been triggered. I've been triggered. He just said PewDiePie. You hear him? Wow. Look at that, fam. Look how I got that to stop. The reason why I believe that video, who was here last night that saw that video in its entirety? I don't know if anybody's here right now that was the same crowd from last night. But PewDiePie was mentioned in that shoot 'em up video over there in New Zealand. Now, I don't know who PewDiePie is for real, dude. I'm gonna be serious. I don't know. I got the audio. And I might be able to get some of the video of it again. And I'm going to post it. And when I post it, obviously I'll probably make another live show and tell you where to go at to see that in its entirety. Because I'm not doing it here on YouTube. YouTube, I know y'all ain't playing no game. You know, this is your system. You know, I'm not going to talk bad about your people. You know, the betas and the feminists. I'm not going to talk bad about them. You know, I just wish that, you know, I wish that the United States government would make its own Facebook or YouTube deal where they tell you straight up, hey, we're going to monitor everything you do. We ain't going to delete shit. You're the only one who can delete it. We ain't going to delete it, but we're going to monitor everything you do. And the only difference is we're not going to charge you for it. You know, they provide us all with internet and give us all, like, you know how they give you, fuck a social security number, motherfucker. Give me a chat room account. Give me an email. Keep your social security number. You give me, you know, make the United States a citizen web. It's basically the internet. And they can't censorship. They can't ban or block. Now, you can ban or block someone from your, you know, everybody's channel or chat board would be your home. All right. So in other words, Brother Nick, you got, this is the United States Facebook site, right? You have your chat blog, right? Or, you know, just like YouTube or whatever. I come up in there clowning, you could boot me the fuck off. Now, I'm not booted off of the United States system, but I'm booted off Brothers Nick's page for being an ass fuck clown. Now, I'm cool with that. But see, we don't have that. We're just like we're supposed to be in capitalism. We don't have that either. We got crony capitalism and we got crony censorship on these so-called public systems. Now, people want to start. That's what we really should start. We should build our own communication network, our own chat program. Yeah, we'll, you know, come to the surface every once in a while, recruit the uninitiated from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the rest of them, but funnel them down. And then we'll hit a point of equilibrium. Once we get enough people, boom, they'll send out the message and it amplifies. The next thing you know, these circuits over here are ghost towns and they'll be fucking throwing all kinds of money. And this is where you politicians can get involved. They'll be throwing all kinds of money at you guys, but just play them short. Well, come on, Facebook. Just keep on putting in more dollars, and I'll try to put up a bill. But don't ever put up a bill. Just lead them on in perpetuity. You guys get paid. We'll have freedom of speech. And all these corporations can go and blank themselves. I think our tax dollars, listen, who would not vote to have a portion of our tax dollars go for nationwide free internet to those areas that we can get free internet in? All right. If you live out there in bumfuck Israel, then you're probably not even fucking tripping on the internet anyhow. So, you know, whatever. You know, you can buy AOL dial up or whatever you got to do. Maybe we give you a tax break for that. But how many people would go along with the nationwide? And then, please forgive me, my brother, that's the post worker that's out there working every day. But we can make a new job for you, bro, where you're not out there in the elements. You could be like a chat room monitor, making sure pedophiles aren't fucking around. We can do away with the post office, or at least greatly reduce it, you know. We'll still have it for big, you know, you can still mail grandma fruit cake, or, you know, granny can put a scarf in a box and still, I'm not saying take away that aspect, but like a lot of your bills and your letters, and this will save the planet. Now, I know people, see how this thing goes? As soon as you come up with a good idea, you got to think who's it going to affect. Those motherfuckers making the envelopes and the glue that people lick, and then they wonder why they get tongue cancer. But anyhow, that's a whole nother story. But then we can start actually having a positive effect on the environment and still be able to communicate with each other on the regular. Because I can't lie. Right now, guys, if it wasn't for these corporations, obviously I wouldn't be doing the show. I wouldn't have a platform. I wouldn't have ways to communicate with brothers and sisters from all over the world using Facebook Messenger. I wouldn't be able to, you know, have an effect on a guy from India. Have an effect on a girl from Australia. Have an effect on my dear beloved friends in South Africa, Saudi Arabia, France. My whole point is this, guys. Either we love humanity and we love life, or by default, you're just a tool in a pawn of hating humanity and loving death. Like Big Gregory used to say, I have nothing to hide. You can look me up in the yellow. Yes, Dick Gregory said that. Bubba Gregory said that. He was always in the phone book. He always went to his events. He didn't have no armed guards. Little old man standing up there telling the truth, even when he was a young man up there telling the truth, or at least to what he thought. Now, some of it was showmanship. Some of it was a gag, you know. You can't be A, B, C, D. That shit gets old. But you can be, hold on one second. I thought I heard something outside.
heard something outside, but I didn't. You have to have some comedy, man. We have to be able to laugh. We have to be able to cry. Because if you think you're going to deal with what the fuck we got to deal with and not be somehow affected or psychologically touched by it, you're either the biggest moron on this planet or the biggest fool, which are basically the same thing. We have to get this together. Now, I know people have been saying this for years. We do have to find balance. You know, this is a tightrope act. We have to find balance. Because if you come up in this place all, oh, I'm just so righteous, then ultimately what happens is you will shut down anything that could potentially be unrighteous about your operation. And not only will you shut that shit down, you'll probably be very aggressive because, after all, you're in the righteous. And these people are unrighteous. So then we get to these sticky situations. Then it becomes a matter of, what exactly is righteous? And that's when people start getting lost. All right? I like to keep it simple. I know good and well, Nick, if you ever invite me over there to your house and I walked up into your crib and I saw a bar of gold on your dining room table, if I go taking that bar of gold and throwing it in my pocket and I go walking out your house with a limp all crazy because that shit's heavy, I did something wrong. And you're within your right to beat the fuck out of me and get your shit back. But see, people don't want to look at it like that. You mean physical violence? Fuck yeah, physical violence. So the next time motherfucker comes up in there, if there is, they'll know not to do that. And plus, your home's supposed to be your castle. In other words, you're supposed to be retreating out here in the street. Someone, if you don't want the confrontation, you just retreat, all right? You're supposed to retreat. Retreat back to your car. Motherfucker follows you to your car, retreat all the way to your home. That motherfucker follows you up to your home, boom, that's when it's on. It's a lot of mental digestion that requires balance to ease the mind, and you'll find the fight. Right. I think the mental anguish and all that has been placed upon us for one purpose: to elicit fear and to reinforce the known status or the known status, rather. In other words, Grandpa and all of them did it, Daddy and all of them did it. I'm going to do it too, just like them. The wheel's not broken. I'm not going to fix it. Well, that mindset would be perfect if the wheel indeed was not broken. But I'm telling you, we are living on a broken wheel. We are living on a broken circle. And we need to fix it. And we can't begin to fix it until we first realize it is indeed in need of fixing. You go talking to the wrong person, they don't believe this shit needs to be fixed. Nah, this shit's cool just like it is. Fuck what True Power and Nick and all of them are saying. That's what they're about. But I'm telling you, there's more people who think like us than you can shake a stick at. If anything, the problem is we're just too independent-minded that we really can't come together. We're just too independent. And there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate independence. I live for it. It's called freedom. Am I saying I'm free now? No, of course not. I'm just as much of a slave as the next guy. I'm free mentally. But physically, there's requirements upon me just like every one of you. I want to get to a point to where I am both mental and physically free. That'd be awesome. The old boy. Yes, you really do get more done independent. A lot less BS bullshit. I'm going to throw this up one more time. I know people are like, oh, Jesus, just quit it. Let's go to the other news. Yeah, see, even the first headline there is mass shooting. Now, whoever's running, now I'm not saying the mass shooters, this is some sort of psyop operation, but I will say the algorithm that was ensuring whoever put that video up, that video was coming down, that algorithm's badass. For it to find my little YouTube channel out here in the middle of nowhere, crush it like it was nothing and move on and crush all the other videos out there, it lets you know that something very powerful was behind suppressing the image of that. Now, the image is getting out. Holy crap. I'm sorry. Change of thought, mid-thought. Do you guys see that? DNA switch discovered for whole body regeneration. How do you think the Antichrist is going to be able to take a slug to the head and regenerate? Oh! Humans may one day live. So that means that it's already here. They're just letting it not be known. It's been here for a while. Using jellyfish. The animals just can't regenerate almost downstream. You know, they have a few kinks. They got a few kinks to work out. But it's good to know that, you know, while on one hand the world's overpopulated, but on the other hand, we're going to make sure certain people can regenerate their whole bodies, basically live forever. That's what that is. That's what that is. They ain't talking about, listen, all you soldiers, oh man, Sarge, now when I get my leg blown off, no. It's not for you. You poor people driving to work, get into a car crash, it's not for you. What's up, Brother Aaron, and welcome to the show. You know, welcome to the show. This is for the chosen. This DNA technology is for the Rockefellers. Now, it may, you know, we may actually get benefits like, guess what? The underground body industry, you know, where they're chopping up people's bodies and selling them. That might go to the wayside because there won't be real people funding that no more. There won't be no need for it. They can go and get that real medicine. Blow your finger off, some bitch grows back. Man, that is so cool, man. Brother Eric been around since Dom's, the other morning show, which is a, you know, every Friday. It will be beer and debauchery and truth. That's how this thing started. It is. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. It just lets anyone know and shows anyone that as long as you're motivated, you can achieve things that are greater than yourself and not even realize it. You just have to be motivated, and you just have to be willing to put in the day-to-day grind. You're going to hit that wall, you shake that shit off, and you go right back at it. You know, a lot of you guys might see that headline up there. California drought free for the first time since 2011. Iran appointed to UN Women's Rights Council. That might be a little odd. I mean, I didn't know Iran was so progressive in women's issues. But once again, I could just be the victim of the propaganda I'm exposed to. You know? Mexico pledge 100% carbon-free energy by 2040. Okay. Trump is destroying business confidence around the world. Guys, he's a closer. That's what he's meant to do. There's no shock that they keep on telling you we're $22 trillion in debt. If you don't get the concept of what they're saying is we're so far in debt that there's not literally enough money. There's not enough crumbs underneath your bed. There's not enough cars, there's not enough land, there's not enough, dare I even say people, that if we was to sell everything right now today, everything must go. There would not be enough resources in this country to cover that artificial dollar amount. Because that's what it is. Money is an ideal that was invented and perpetuated by the government and private interests. Not groups, just interests. They form banks, they print money, they distribute the money to the United States government, and we roll with it. That's why, at the end of the day, it's just about the money. That's why people are like that. Because they know Brother Nick, they know Brother Nick, that as long as they got paper, you can't tell them shit. They know Brother Aaron, as long as they got money, you can't tell them nothing. And that's what everyone's like little bitty rats trying to go to. I'm just saying, forget trying to tell people this and that. Forget trying to be all controlling and powerful, like the great and mighty Oz. Have enjoyment in just controlling oneself and living the best life you can live. But let's be honest, a lot of people cannot live life without their 7-Elevens, the McDonald's, the Walmarts, the Kmarts, the Supermarts. They don't want to live in no world like that. They'll be like, shut your fucking mouth up, True Power. We're not living in no primitive situation. We're not going back to Stone Age. And I get it. I don't want to go back. Do you think I really want to start busting out with some needle and quill on this mug? You know, I need a needle to fabricate some kind of paper or cloth so that I can write on it. No. I don't want to go back. You know, and not to be rude or ignorant, I'm just throwing this out here for the universe so that you women understand, I understand. But for you ladies, I wouldn't want to go back because of what goes down every month. Look, we can do better. We have to do better. These people out here deserve better. Yes, you deserve better. Every last one of you guys. You guys deserve love, peace, and happiness. Each and every one of you do. The reason why I say that, because you guys, when you was just a sperm, you swam into your mom's egg, you shut the door, and you flipped off everyone else with your tail, and you're like, I'm going to live, you fucks are all going to die. That means that drive that drove you to basically create the body that you're inhabiting now, it shows that you're in need of something. Something that the others that died the day you were conceived, other potential human beings died. As a fact, they will never exist in this dimension. That was the day you started this terrific journey that led you here, listening to this show right now. And hopefully listening to the show tomorrow and then the day after that and the day after that. The reason why I've wanted it to be imperative that we work together to build a brighter, stronger future is because this planet is about ready to go nuts. Now, Dr. Fox earlier was speaking some biblical things pertaining to the Caribbean and how global warming has already started shifting the land down there in many ways, whacking out the seasons. Now all seasons are the same. There is no winter. There is no summer. What else is going to happen? Ecosystem gets off to where you could possibly have famine. You're already having earthquakes on many of the islands down there. And we all know that there is a beast in the island, a banking beast, where a lot of people have a lot of booty hidden. Booty is what the pirates used to call treasure. Still hidden in the Caribbeans. You guys thinking it's all Switzerland. Ain't nobody trying to go, well, it look like you go up there to the mountains to get your money and you still got to deal with a blizzard to get out of the joint versus going to a nice beachfront bank where you could probably roll up to it on your yacht, stroll down the boardwalk there, go right into the bank, get your ducats, maybe have some drinks in your shorts and flip-flops versus your cousin in some bearskin coat with big-ass boots, freezing his balls off up there in Switzerland, depending on the time of year. I wish we all could live on the equator. I wish there was a law saying you cannot go into the northern or southern hemisphere of the planet. You know, this round ball that we're on. But I really have nothing else to say, guys. I'm going to go and get me some stew. It smells too damn good. And I'm not going to, sit here and eat on the mic because I think that's atrocious behavior. Even though I've done it before, I haven't done it lately. So, that being said, guys, thank you for watching the show. As always, live your life with integrity, without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, let's try to be kinder to each other. And a special thanks to my confidential informant yesterday for providing me with the video from New Zealand. Peace.